And our next movie is Candyman, a thriller about a scholar who sets out to debunk urban legends. You know, those stories like the one about the alligators in the sewers. And she ends up finding that one legend will fight to the death rather than be debunked. That's the Candyman who, according to legend, haunts the empty apartments of Cabrini Green, a Chicago housing project, killing defenseless victims while the 911 operator ignores their calls. The movie stars Virginia Madsen and Kazi Lemons as University of Illinois researchers who venture into the area to check out a Candyman sighting. Madsen takes things into her own hands, climbing through walls to search for clues to the real killer she's convinced is posing as the Candyman.
Hey, what y'all doing in there?
We're just leaving.
You here for the sweep?
No. We're not cops. We're from the university.
You don't belong here, lady.
That's Vanessa Williams as the mother who knows the Candyman is real. And before long, Madsen thinks so too when she meets the legend himself, played by Tony Todd. Now, I have about 100% feeling that Candyman is being set up to become the next Jason or Freddy Krueger in a series of horror flicks, and it may not be too many years before we're very, very tired of the Candyman.
It didn't take that long for me.
Okay, this first film is surprisingly effective, maybe because it grounds itself so realistically in a real city where urban legends seem fanciful until the end of the film, of course. Madsen and Lemon seem like smart, capable women, not your average slasher film heroines, and I was very intrigued by the Candyman's argument, which is that since he exists, because people believe in him, if they debunk him, he'll die. In other words, yes, Virginia, there is a Candyman. This is a little deeper than your average horror film, and I enjoyed it a little more.
I enjoyed the setup. When the Candyman arrives, the guy looks like, frankly, a pimp from one of these 1970 blaxploitation pictures in a very bad coat with this hook, and then it gets very bloody and wildly bloody, and it looks like some of the crime photographs, frankly, that Ouija took, but
Yeah.
not in black and white, but I mean blood splattered everywhere. And I thought, gee, if they had reduced the amount of the Candyman, reduced the attacks, they had a good film working here. With fear, set in sometimes daylight, in cities, in a real city, obviously our city. And I thought that the setup was fine, but I thought when the Candyman came, the picture tanked and became really routine.
My guess on this film, because it was directed by Bernard Rose, who was a very good director, my guess is the original screenplay was an extremely elegant and smart idea, and somebody came along who was involved at the money level who said, give him a bigger hook, let's have more blood, let's have more gore, we have to go for the splatter film audience, we have to go for the kids in the multiplexes, and they added a whole layer of extraneous violence to what was essentially a great story to begin with.
Absolutely right, and so, frankly, disgusting is something I felt an awful lot when I saw the Candyman.